Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Tuesday, November 12th, around 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. Well, the models keep adding one after another up, showing that a hurricane will be developing in the next few days in the Caribbean. It will make its way on a very similar path that we've seen other hurricanes this season take, and hopefully this track changes, because the last thing the Big Bend area needs is another hurricane. Keep calm. It's boom time. An atmospheric river hits the U.S. with widespread rain and snow until Thursday. This is going to be a long duration event with localized flooding and slow travel Tuesday night through Wednesday night. Areas of rain and snow, mostly in Idaho and the higher elevations. Here we can see of Oregon and Northern California. The full forecast is coming up in just a minute. But let's talk about Invest 99L forming in the Caribbean, and Florida could see impacts next week. It's looking like the 20th for landfall there. Here is disturbance number one, now with a 90% chance of formation in the next week. And here we can see on the latest run, it is basically just a little low pressure system here. And in about a day or so, it's going to organize and gain strength, become a tropical storm by Friday, and a hurricane over the weekend. It's going to gain strength and rapidly move up and potentially clip the Big Bend region of Florida on Wednesday, November 20th. So heed the warnings and be prepared for a storm that may be coming. And here's the full forecast. Tropical storm warnings for Guam and fire weather concerns in the northeast U.S. Tropical storm Man-Yi in the western Pacific is starting to move away from Guam. Tropical storm warnings remain in effect for Guam and Rota due to lingering impacts from gusty winds and heavy rain. Red flag warnings have been reissued Wednesday for parts of southern New England due to critical fire weather from gusty winds and dry fuels. Massachusetts and Connecticut, the entire states, are included. Let's take a look at some of the snowfall totals. But before we do that, let's look at the total accumulated precipitation so we can see how much rain is going to be associated with Hurricane Sara. There she is coming up there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The good news for the region is it looks to be very fast moving and only producing a small amount of precipitation. So this is a fast storm late in November, and cross your fingers that we have a good result here. Let's take a look at the total snowfall, because it's not even winter, and we're getting some record totals across the western U.S. Into Wednesday and Thursday morning, snow moves down to the Pacific Northwest. Heavy totals there in Washington State. Some light flurries in the high elevations for Wyoming and portions of western Colorado, as well as Utah. It looks like snow is going to be moving down the Sierra Spine here Thursday and into Friday. And by the weekend, we should have snow along the entire Sierra Crest. For the weekend, there's the snow pattern. More snow for the west. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week could get very spicy with a blizzard developing in the northern plains. A typhoon battered storm-weary Philippines and displaces thousands more people as a new storm threatens. I don't know if you've heard the news, but multiple typhoons have smashed in the Philippines in the last week and a half. Typhoon Toraji unleashed floods, knocked down trees, and caused power outages in the northern Philippines before weakening into a tropical storm and blowing out to the South China Sea, officials said Tuesday, as they braced for another storm approaching. The Philippines has scrambled to deal with multiple calamities wreaked by 4 back-to-back typhoons and storms, including Toraji, that devastated the northern region of Luzon, including vast farmland communities, in less than a month. A brewing storm in the Pacific may strengthen into a typhoon and hit the country on Thursday, according to forecasters. Our hearts and prayers go out to all those affected. And strange seismic activity in New Jersey is raising concerns for the Northeast. A large magnitude 4.8 that struck North Jersey on April 5th of this year near Tewksbury has triggered widespread alarm. It's been the largest quake since 1884, and what they just found out was that there is a fault that they're unaware of. Now, according to existing models, the earthquake should have caused substantial damage at its epicenter, yet it remained largely unscathed, which is good news. But bad news for the Northeast, with an increase earthquake chance there. Now, 4.8 isn't a large earthquake by any stretch, but for the Northeast, it is. Speaking of the Northeast, nothing happening seismically, nothing happening in the U.S. almost at all. One single quake registering above 2.5 in Arena, California. Overall, low-level activity worldwide, but that may change as a large coronal hole is about to face Earth. A quick look at worldwide volcano news. Karimsky, 10,000-foot blast today. Fuego on the list. Liwa Toby, still puffing and passing. 18,000-foot report there. Ibu to 8. Reventador, 15,000-foot blast. Nevada de Ruiz, 20,000 foot. We've got Liwa Toby still in the pictures. Look at that. The eruption continues with lava flows and vigorous explosions. Semeru, who knew, now you do, 14,000-foot blast. And the latest report coming from Svartsvengi, here we can see the uplift until now, and we can see the trigger points for all the past eruptions. It looks like sometime in the next week or so, we could be entering the next eruptive phase on the Reykjanes Peninsula. Karimsky, 16,000-foot puff there. Liwa Toby today to 30,000 foot, so that is still happening with some vigor. Chevaluche on the list. Sangay to 20,000. Semeru to 14. Fuego to 15. Popo to 21,000 feet. Ibu, 8,000-foot blast there. Dukono to 8. Liwa Toby to 15. Karimsky on the list. And that is Dukono to 8. And that wraps up worldwide volcano news for the 12th of November. Quick jump over to space weather. Very low-level activity today. A few sunspots are facing Earth, but they are not as magnetically complex as they were a day or two ago, and that has led to less flaring. It's very quiet. KP down near psychic levels at 0. We did have some prominence eruptions from filaments, but the good news is that none of them are headed our way. And so we can take a quick look at the first eruption here at the limb, and that is going directly away from Earth at a 90-degree angle. And several other filaments lifted off the sun today as well, down in this region and up in this area. None of them are geoeffective, and that means headed towards Earth. 3-day geomagnetic forecast is all quiet except for tomorrow when this coronal hole stream may arrive. And that means we are in a seismic alert 24 hours from now, lasting for the next 2 or 3 days, as well as the potential for low-level geomagnetic storm. Now, a mysterious city-sized Centaur comet gets 300 times brighter after, wait for it, quadruple cold volcanic eruptions. Cosmology is dead because the people that are practicing it are idiots. There is no such thing as a cold volcanic eruption, and these objects do not have cryovolcanoes. They're not made of ice. They're electric comets. Comet 29P, Schwarzmann-Wachmann, is an electric comet. It hasn't erupted 4 times in 48 hours. It has had plasma outbursts. When will they get the memo? Please leave a comment below. The potential for life found on Uranus's moons, according to scientists. A recent analysis reveals that Voyager's encounter occurred during an intense solar storm, potentially skewing the perception of the Uranian system. All the links will be below. The giant god of darkness asteroid may not escape Earth unscathed. We're talking about Apophis, which is set to make its close approach in 2029. As it flies by, the gravitational interaction between Earth and Apophis is likely to dramatically alter the asteroid's surface, and it may even break up, which means in the next flyby, it may hit us. Speaking of objects hitting us, the northern Taurid meteor shower could produce fireballs tonight, and it's peaking. Here we can see meteors from one of the Taurid meteor showers blazing across the night sky. If you missed the chance to see fireballs in the southern Taurids last week, don't worry. The second branch of the Taurid meteor showers, the northern Taurid event, is about to take center stage. The northern Taurids have been active since mid-October, but the shower will peak Monday night into Tuesday, with optimal visibility likely to occur after midnight, offering patient sky gazers the best opportunity to view meteor activity. So go out and look up. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video. We are Shadow Band. We need your help to grow. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. Click the link down below and check out the new merch. But most importantly, be safe. We love you, and we'll see you soon.